Alrighty, let's go. That's how you play a basketball game, ladies and gentlemen, as your New York Knicks defeat the Detroit Pistons by a final score of 118 to 116. Let's go, New York. That's how you play a basketball game, ladies and gentlemen. That is the New York Knicks brand of basketball. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. We needed a performance like that. We needed to get game 2 out of our minds, reset as a unit, reset as a group. Tough atmosphere out in Detroit. It was loud. They're chanting F Jalen Brunson every time this man touches the ball. We have a villain, Knicks fans. We have a villain now, and his name is Jalen Brunson. And boy, oh boy, Jalen Brunson with an incredible basketball game, and the New York Knicks go up 2-1 in this series. Appreciate every single one of you guys in here. Smash the like button, subscribe, all the good stuff. Boy, we needed a win like this. This one feels good, ladies and gentlemen. Feels good. Because, look, Detroit, look, at the end of that game, I don't know what was going on. The buzzer guy was trying to cheat for them. And, you know, Jalen Brunson misses a free throw on purpose, and they sound the buzzer. He's trying to cheat. They trying to cheat out in Detroit. And then, you know, they wind up throwing the ball out of bounds, and you're like, you can breathe. I mean, they kept hitting 3 after 3. I'm like, come on. Why can't we just win a game and just exhale, relax? Got dicey there at the end, but the New York Knicks got it done, ladies and gentlemen. What a game. They finally figured out how to get the ball in Karl-Anthony Towns' hands. It's funny how that works, man. It's funny once you get the basketball in your 7-foot gifted scorer's hands, and it started in the first quarter ultimately, and then he just had a dominant game. I mean, this is how we're supposed to play. This is how we're supposed to play basketball. This is called balance. Right? This is called balance, ladies and gentlemen. Look at it. Mikal Bridges, 20 points. OG Anunoby, 22 points. Karl-Anthony Towns, 31. Jalen Brunson, 30-9. Josh Hart, 7 field goal attempts. But let me tell you, Josh Hart had one incredible basketball game. Tracking these rebounds, rebounding the basketball, led the Knicks with 11 and 9 assists for Josh Hart. Incredible basketball game from Josh Hart. This is why Tom Thibodeau loves Josh Hart, because he has games like tonight. Incredible basketball game from Josh Hart. Incredible game from Jalen Brunson. Incredible game from Karl-Anthony Towns. Incredible game from OG Anunoby. Mikal Bridges finally got going, you know, late in the first half. Got it going in the second half. 3 of 6 from 3. Started the game with an above the break 3. This is New York brand basketball. This is how we're supposed to play. Right? This is how we're supposed to play. And look, yes, did it get dicey there at the end? Yeah, it did. Pistons scored 66 points in the second half. You don't like that, right? We don't like that. But offensively, this Knicks team looked great, in my opinion. They looked amazing. They looked engaged, and it started with their captain. Wasn't forcing it at all. And when it mattered the most, just won Clutch Player of the Year. He showed the world why he is the NBA's Clutch Player of the Year. Give it up for JB, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for JB. Hearing all the noise from everybody. Hearing all the noise. Got a lot of comments to catch up on. Appreciate every single one of you. Appreciate the members in here. Loud and clear what's going on. Isaiah says, tough win. We knew it wasn't going to be easy, but I'm proud of this team. We fought hard. Joel says trying to fight us. They're so bad. Yuri says good game. Jose says we took this W in Detroit, New York basketball. Physical game. Physical game to start this game. Paul Reed actually gave him some good minutes in Detroit. He was trying to get into it with Mitchell Robinson, and you love that you have your 7-foot center, your other one, Karl-Anthony Towns, pushing Paul Reed like, no, come on, man. Not tonight. Not tonight, man. The Knicks, instead of backing down from the physicality, ladies and gentlemen, it seemed like tonight this Knicks team fed off of it. And that is super important for this Knicks group. Super important for this Knicks group. Fed off the physicality. Detroit was trying to, do their little shenanigans. You got JB Bickerstaff saying, oh, we don't mind physicality. We can handle it. I love the way the game's being called. I love the way the officials are calling the game. And then JB Bickerstaff is literally crying all the time to the officials. Literally. All game long, this is JB Bickerstaff crying to the officials. Crying to the officials. After he said he loves the way it's being called. Well, hold this L, JB Bickerstaff. Down 2-1, man. Let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. Woody says Pistons a good team. They are, man. Omar says needed this win. Crime's dad. What's going on, Crime's dad? That end of the game, the refs almost allowed that a BS. Yeah, baffling. Like, honestly, think about that. If Brunson misses the free throw on purpose, they sound the buzzer. Whoever it was probably a Pistons fan, knowing that if they catch a rebound, game's over, right? Instead, they give them an inbound play. And could you imagine, like, God forbid, Knicks foul? And how do you allow that to happen, NBA? Like, how do you allow that to happen? But we won. We can breathe. Knicks, they gave up back-to-back threes there late in the game. And I'm sitting there like, man, oh, man, like, come on now. And I'm sure they'll clean that up, but we needed this win. We got the stench off game 2 off of our back. We got Karl-Anthony Towns involved. And ladies and gentlemen, this is how this Knicks team looks when Cat is dominant, right? Cat and JB, 61 points combined. Your two best players taking over the basketball game. It's funny how that works. I like it. The physicality, the grit, the fights. In Detroit, look, that crowd was amazing, man. I'll give it up. Tip my cap to the Detroit Pistons fans. You showed up. You showed out. You're cursing at JB. Cool. Like, it's all fun and games. The FJB, whatever. You don't like his flopping. I understand it. I get it. But that crowd was amazing. But the Knicks went into a hostile environment, and they won an important basketball game after all of the noise surrounding them after game 2. After no touches for Karl-Anthony Towns in the fourth quarter. JB forcing it, foul baiting. Didn't really see that tonight. And look, he got to the line 13 times. He shot 13 free throws. No foul baiting from JB tonight, and he still got to the line. So now what? Cat finally got to the free throw line. And Anunoby got to the free throw line to kind of calm things down, especially in that first half. Guys, games like tonight are like, look, and I know it was a 2-point game, but essentially wasn't a 2-point game. But games like tonight, it make me feel good. I'm like, okay, finally, man. Finally, I love games like tonight. Yuri says, F these refs. Yuri in the chat says, F these refs. Oh, man. Knicks win. They go up 2-1 on the series. They win 118-116. Appreciate you guys. Eddie says we won, but it was a scrappy win. Down the stretch, we nearly gave the game away. That is from Eddie. What's going on, Eddie? Mendy says we need to see more Towns plus Mitch duo. Yes, we saw that. Look, we saw that tonight. And that's when Karl-Anthony Towns had the back of Mitchell Robinson. And I'll play the clip in a bit. When Paul Reed was trying to get in the face of Mitchell Robinson. And this game was going to be chippy. The Detroit Pistons were going to try to pull every single card out of their book and try to get the Knicks out of their game. But credit to the Knicks. You even had Tobias Harris give JB an elbow after JB cooked him on one play. Okay, Tobias. You were a terrible game for Tobias Harris tonight. He turned into Tobias Harris. I'll play along. But, you even had some of that. But JB gave you 30 and 9 and 7 rebounds, almost a triple-double from your captain. And he shot 1 of 7 from 3. But I love that Karl-Anthony Towns was involved. And in that first quarter, he was, 3 or 4 from 3 in that first quarter? Set the tone. And all 3 of those threes, I think, were trailing threes. So Karl-Anthony Towns is a trailer. He's inbounding the basketball, trailing on the play, pulling up, splash. That is the Karl-Anthony Towns that we're so accustomed to, right? And we just haven't seen that within this offense. And finally, we got to see it tonight. Finally. Feels like it's been forever. 3 first quarter threes for Cat tonight. Go back to that. They cannot guard this man. They cannot guard this man. Knicks found something. They made their adjustments. Look, Knicks punched back first. They won game 1. Detroit had their little win in game 2. And Knicks adjusted well in a hostile environment in game 3. I'm happy. Nostalgic says, shout out to the fans. El Figgy says, the Knicks are going to have me out here drinking hard liquor. All of us. Jared, let's go Knicks. Knicks in 5 over the rest. Lamar says, hey, yo, what's going on? Joel, what's going on? Nostalgia says, Cat fought. Crimes Ass says, Knicks Brunson Goda. He may one day go down as one of the best playoff players in history of the basketball by the time he retires. JB was incredible. This was a bounce-back game from your captain, right? Bounce-back game after what we witnessed in game 2 was not pretty. Let's be all honest. Let's be honest. It wasn't pretty for JB in game 2. Right? Nostalgia says Mikal and Cat are the X factors as predicted. Good job, Nostalgic. I knew Cat was going to have a big bounce back game. You just saw it in his eyes and after his, poor performance in game 2 and you had Melo come out and say, yo, just demand the ball. You got to give him the ball. It's on the coaches. It's on the captain. And JB, up until the fourth quarter, he only had 11 field goal attempts, 10. He was keeping it. He was getting the ball was moving tonight, guys. How many assists did they finish with? 22. But I felt like the ball. You just felt like the offense looked good. Like the offense was night and day compared to game 2. I mean, night and day. Game 2 was probably their worst offensive performance this season. Night and day. Mikal, I thought in that first half was playing a little bit soft. I was getting on him on X. I was like, come on, Mikal. We need you in a game. You need to match the physicality. And then he quickly shut me up. He did. Hit some timely threes. 3 of 6 from 3, above the break threes. Getting to the free throw line for Mikal, ladies and gentlemen. First time this series. Let's go. Let's go, Mikal. 20 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. 2 blocks. That's Mikal, right? That's Mikal. And he was chirping back and forth. Efficient night for him. A tale of 2 halves for him, right? And the second half, he turned into a monster. And I thought he had a couple of possessions guarding Cade Cunningham to end to end the third quarter that were dominant. The Knicks went on a run. They were up 13, quickly vanished. Quickly. And, I thought the Knicks were, especially to end the first half, I think the Knicks defensively were dominant. I think it was the end of the second quarter that Mikal was on Cade and got a couple of steals and blocks on him. But team basketball, man, it goes a long way. Goes a long way. And hell of a game from the guys, man. Hell of a response. Hell of a response. Daniel, what's going on? D. Tyler says OG and Mikal played tonight. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. A lot of comments. Think I'm late with these comments, man. Sorry, guys. We finally played how they've been playing, says Lamar. What's going on, Lamar? Bridges was out here talking his ish tonight. Confidence on 10 from Vaughn. Shout out to Mikal Bridges, man. Needed a game like tonight. Was efficient defensively. I thought he did a great job on Cade as well. The times when Anunoby needed a breather. Right? Anunoby was holding his shoulder, too. He had a heavy wrap on his right shoulder. And it's kind of dragging it a little bit. Kind of concerning, but I'm going to monitor that. But he was holding his shoulder. And when Anunoby just needed a breather, you had Mikal come in and step up. That's it, man. Just step up. Right? I was going to get on Deuce. Finally hit a 3. It was a timely 3, too. You're not really getting anything besides Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson with some big boy rebounds in this game, too. Big boy rebounds. right? I love tonight. I love playoff games like this. I just, especially when you're on the winning end. Shamit, 4 minutes of cardio. I mean, he played 4 minutes, so he can't really get in the rhythm. Campaign and Schroeder got into it a little bit, which I like. I like that stuff, man. Come on, man. Jay says, great win, bro. Jay, appreciate you for becoming a member. Great win, Jay. Nostada says, JB kept his word. Isaiah says, could you imagine if he actually shot a better field goal percentage this game? He could have probably broke the playoff scoring record. What's going on? Say Quizzy says, this should be the same game plan for game 4, ... Move the ball. That's it. Same game plan for game 4. Move the ball. JB kind of take the back seat. Let the offense run through Cat in the beginning. 3 threes in the first quarter. And now look, the Knicks as a team shot 12 or 32 from 3, 37%. And Anunoby was hitting him. Mikal was hitting him. Cat was hitting him. I mean, when the shots are going in, your offense looks great. They were hitting them. In a hostile environment in Detroit, it was loud in there, ladies and gentlemen. We have reports from reporters that can barely hear each other in there. It was loud in there. They're hungry, the fans. Right? But keep saying F Brunson, F you Brunson. Keep doing that stuff. He eats that alive. Like, he feeds into that. We got it done. We got it done. Smash the like button, guys. 21 likes. Get those likes up. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit the Discord if you want to call in as well. Discord is pinned up in the chat. Knicks win. Big win. 118-116. Lead 2-1, right? Now you have 2 days off in between games 3 and 4, and you're sitting in Detroit for these next 2 games, and it feels good heading into a weekend that you got the stench of game 2 off your neck, off your back, right? It feels good. And it feels better because of the way this offense played, right? End of the fourth quarter, some funky things went down. They hit Tim Hardaway, started this game hot. Beasley still can't hit a 3, even though he hit one late to kind of, get this closer. He's 2 of 10 from 3 from Malik Beasley. Schroeder's playing like Olympic Dennis Schroeder. He's been excellent for them. He's trying to, be the physical guy for them off the bench, and credit to him. He's been good, man. He's been good. I don't like him, but I'm not going to sit here and deny that he hasn't been good for them. 4-6 from 3. Paul Reed has been an energizer bunny for them. He's been great. Paul Reed has been great for them. And despite all that, you put all that aside, and then this Knicks team overcame everything. Cade, inefficient, 10 of 25. Durant, you only held him to eight rebounds, and 43 rebounds for the Pistons, 40 for the Knicks. And coming into this basketball game, what did Tom Thibodeau want this Knicks team to rectify? The rebounding. And tonight we saw a different level of intensity in rebounded basketball from the Knicks. Cat grabbing big boy rebounds. Josh Hart was tracking the ball all over the place. All over the place. Mitch with some big boy rebounds. And Obi, I saw 2 rebounds, but I saw him track one of the offensive rebounds, and I was like, okay, Ed, OG. Mikal, 7. Brunson, 7 boards. Come on, man. All hands on deck rebounding this. Detroit's a great rebounding team. A great rebounding team. And they out-rebounded you tonight, but it was a better performance. Needed this one, man. Feel good, man. Feel good. Feel good. El Figgy says Mitch looked off. I thought he looked okay. I love. Grab some big boy rebounds. 16 minutes, 2 steals, 4 boards for Mitch. I thought he looked good. 4 personal fouls. Maybe the Paul Reed threw him off a little bit. Was trying to, Paul Reed was trying to punk him, but I mean, come on now. Come on, man. Tony says we had 22 assists as a team with 4 guys over 20 points. Something doesn't add, right? 22 assists for the Knicks. It felt like it could have been one of those 30 assist games. But yet, to start this game, it opened up with a Mikal Bridges above the break 3. And you're sitting there like, okay. Like, he didn't hit them in game 2. But tonight, start the game, Mikal 3. Okay. Then Cat started to get going. Then Brunson was kind of taking a back seat. Brunson kind of started this game slow in terms of, scoring. And OG started to get to the free throw line and it was the free throws that slowed down the pace, slowed down the game. And I really think the Knicks got to the Brunson 13 free throw attempts. OG getting to the free throw line, and there was an attempt where he had a steal and a dunk that should have been an and one, and they didn't call it. Mikal finally getting to the free throw line. So it was like Knicks were getting to the free throw line. They were sharing the ball, and they were hitting their threes. And when it mattered the most, it got close in the fourth. I was nervous, man. I was. But Captain Clutch, JB, came up clutch. Right? Easy on him says, use the bench more. They bring the energy. Aunt Mitch was a -9. I don't know what you watched. And Mitch, he was awful. I'm not going to call Mitch awful, guys. I thought he had some big boy rebounds, especially in the first half. And I'm not going to say he was awful. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to sit here and pick at Mitch. Like, he came in there and grabbed some big boards for us. 16 minutes. Look, you saw more of the Cat-Mitch duo tonight, which we haven't really been seeing. And that's when Cat got Mitch's back. And, like, it's a process with Mitch, right? It's a process. It doesn't help when, in that first half, Deuce was terrible. Right? Landry Shamet was doing nothing. So it's like, Mitch got to be out there with some guys. But I thought Mitch played a good game. Like, I'm not going to say he was terrible. Like, if you want to say he's terrible, then so be it. I'm not. I thought Mitch played good. Isaiah says, only thing I'm worried about is our starters played very great, but we only won by 2. Are you concerned at all? It's a concern. It is. I think, look, Pistons got a lot of, I think they hit 3 threes that, like, late in the fourth quarter, and you're sitting there like, bro, come on, can this game end? And the Pistons just kept hitting 3 after 3, and I'm like, damn. Beasley finally hit a 3 for them. Hardaway 7-12. I'm not. Look, Knicks got to do a better job at, closing quarters, especially, like, I shouldn't say I'm not worried. I'm worried a little bit because you let the Pistons back in the game, right? And after, JB hit multiple clutch shots and you're sitting there like, okay, we can breathe. And then, when they need a 3 out of an inbound play, they run an action for, I think it was Hardaway, who ran off the curl. I think it was Beasley who finally hit a 3. And you're sitting there like, bro, it's a 3-point game. And it's a free throw game now. If we miss 2 free throws, it can go either way here. So, yeah, they do have to do a better job cleaning that up and guarding the inbound play, especially in that instance. But it's a major W. Major W. Big Taz says, has anyone seen Malik Beasley? He's been struggling for them from 3. He's been left open, too. 2 of 10, 12 points. I didn't like that point at OG Anunoby, too, when he dunked on OG Anunoby and he pointed at OG Anunoby. Should have got a tech, but whatever. I didn't like that. Zaire says Rick Brunson needs to chill and let Jalen take it up himself. Zaire is talking about, do I have it? Yeah, I have it. I have it. He's talking about this play. I don't know what was going on here, but Rick Brunson was pointing at somebody. Rick Brunson's like, yo, you gotta wash your mouth, yo. Wash your mouth, yo. I don't think Rick was pointing at Cade, though. Maybe Tobias Harris. I think it was Tobias. Rick Brunson pointing at Tobias Harris there. But yeah, that's the play you were talking about. And this is the Karl Anthony Towns push that I love, man. Let's go. Let's play physical with these boys. Come on, Cat. And then you see them smiling on a bench like, yo, these guys can't guard us. I got your back, big. Malik Beasley. Cat pushing Reed, man. Who would have thought? The soft Karl Anthony Towns, as they call him, pushing Reed. Yo, get out my way, man. Then you got Paul Reed acting like Isaiah Stewart. Then they pan to Isaiah Stewart on this play, too. Come on, man. You know, the Knicks knew this stuff. The Knicks knew coming into this game, the Detroit Pistons were going to feed off the crowd and try to be as physical as possible. You saw a few scraps. You saw a few fights. Okay. Look, they can talk all they want. JB Bickerstaff can talk all they want. They love the physicality. We feed off the physicality. We like the way the game's being played. These are all quotes from JB Bickerstaff, right? Yet tonight he was crying at every single time to the referee, crying, like arguing with the referee. I thought you liked the game being physical. But when Karl Anthony Towns set a hard pick and roll in the first quarter to kind of set the tone, and I'm sitting there like, finally. See if I have that play. Set the tone in the first, man. A hard pick and roll from Karl Anthony Towns. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. I got it. That's what we want. That's all we want, right? There it is. A hard pick set from Cat. Ausar Thompson on the floor. And then you had JB complaining. Look, it's playoffs, man. It's physical basketball. Set the hard picks. Let's go. This is what we've been waiting for. These hard picks, these intensity from the New York Knicks haven't been there all series long. The Pistons have been trying to punk us. They have been. All series, they've been trying to punk us. Okay, cool. You want to try to punk us? Knicks responded extremely well tonight. I'm proud of the boys. I'm proud of our team. I think this was the hardest pick Karl Anthony Towns set this season. Right? I think this was the hardest pick Karl Anthony Towns set this season. And it came in a Game 3 hostile environment when you needed it the most. Appreciate you guys in here, man. Appreciate all of you in here. Smash the like button, subscribe, man. Knicks win 118-116. They go up 2-1 on the Detroit Pistons. Let's go. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Man, oh, man. Lamar says, not Ant, where's JB's finger to the eye clip? That was crazy, Lamar. That was crazy. When JB did that, that was a 6-point swing in that first quarter. And you're sitting there like, Knicks were up, and then JB, flagrant. It was a flagrant. Eye straight to Hardaway's eyes, and you're sitting there like it was a 6-point swing. Knicks kind of lost their momentum there a little bit. But we bounced back from that. We bounced back to that. Jesse says, Tobias talked a lot of trash before the game, only to pull a disappearing act. No wonder he got ran out of Philly. Disappeared tonight, man. He disappeared. Zaire says, hardest pick of his career. Stanley says, I was happy Cat knocked Thompson on his ass and bloodied his nose. So much for the Pistons. Bad boys. Look, it's the playoffs. It's all hands on deck. You want to be physical. And this Knicks team just haven't been physical with the Pistons. Right? So they got it done, man. They were being physical. They massive physicality. Cat pushing them, people around, setting hard picks, like hardest pick of his career in that first quarter. Knicks moved the ball. JB played an incredible basketball game tonight. Coming off probably a game where he was too much hero stuff tonight. Deviated to his teammates, right? Let Cat cook. Let OG do his thing. Mikal hitting his shots. And then when it mattered the most in the fourth quarter, when you needed your captain to lead you to the promised land, he stepped up. Even though they were trying to punk him, they're trying to elbow him here and there. In the fourth quarter, he won Clutch Player of the Year, and that's the reason why he did. Right? Let's go. 2-1, man. 2 more to go. Right? Job not finished. But I love what I saw tonight. Big, big, big bounce back win for this Knicks team. Zaire says prayers for Elijah Arenas. Yeah, yes, prayers up for Elijah, Gilbert Arenas' son. Terrible car accident today. Prayers up. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully, I think, he can overcome that. But yeah, praise up for him. Yeah, man. Anyone waiting in the Discord? Yeah, we got to say Quizzy in the Discord. And Yuri in the Discord. Hit the Discord, guys, if you want to call in. Steve says, as close of a game as this was, I was never worried. This is Knicks basketball. This is the Knicks basketball game we have waited for this series. Mikel, OG, Cat, JB, over 20 points. Steve, what's going on? That's it. If the New York Knicks are playing like this, guys, they're hard to beat. And I know it was a 2-point game, but I didn't feel like it was a 2-point game. I know it got dicey there at the end, so I don't want to, disregard that. But when JB kind of takes a backseat and lets the game come to him, right? Don't force it. Trust your teammates. Just be the captain, be the point guard, lead the shit. Fourth quarter, it's your time. It's your time in Karl Anthony Towns. Cat hit a nice, in the fourth quarter, man, I could bring this clip up really quick, but Karl Anthony Towns hit a nice fadeaway over I think it was Tobias Harris, right? No. Yeah, over Tobias Harris. And this was the icing on the cake. This shot right here from Karl Anthony Towns. Look at this. Let's go. Nasty. And you know when Cat gets the ball in the post and when he's palming the ball like that, trying to find his teammates, right? Right here. They send the double. Durant shows that he's trying to double team him. Cat does a great job. Oh, I'm about to pass it. Durant says, nope. Cat, give me the little shimmy. Tobias Harris got cooked all night long, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Cat, man. Shout out to the boys. Shout out to the boys. Jesse says the refs had a lot to do with why the game was so close, especially the guy trying to cheat for the Detroit Pistons there late in the game, right? What was that about? What was that about, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. Hit some of these calls, man. Let's get to some of these calls in the Discord. I see Say Quizzy. I see Yuri. Yuri told me before the stream that he wasn't going to call in, but I guess the Knicks played so well that he had to call in. Let's get to Say Quizzy first. Let me pull this up.
Yo. Yuri, hey, yo.
Yuri, let's get to Say Quizzy first. And then we'll get to you. Say Quizzy, what's going on?
You can hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Knicks win, baby.
We needed this. Like I said, to me, this is a must win. This is a must win. So, after game 2, I felt like that was our worst game. So coming in, we hearing all the Cat, he ain't take a shot. Brunson ain't passing the ball. I'm like, they're gonna be aggressive. So we better win this game. But I thought Cat set the tone early. Even with the screen that he did on Thompson, make his nose bleed. I love it. Started off hot. He made some shots, made some threes, got him the ball early. I think he had 11 points or 12 points early. He had that early, and that's what we needed. But I'm going to give it up to Bridges. This is what we've been waiting for. We need Bridges to have a good game. We already seen Cat had a good game already. We already seen OG have a good game. We already know what Brunson could do.
Yep.
Bridges woke up today. He made his shots, and he was consistent. He was, 7 for 13? That's what we need. And he played great defense on Cade when OG switched or whatever. Or OG took a break. Yep. I thought he played great. And we made it out the third quarter safe. Because I ain't going to lie. I was a little nervous getting to that third because I'm like, the Knicks always blow a lead. Always blow a lead in the third. We kind of did, but we kept the lead. We never blew a lead when we're down. We kept the lead, and then I think at the end we went back up by 10. And I thought Tobias had a great game. It was an amazing game to me. I think we need more of that Tobias scoring. 5 points. More of that. I think that's a great game. He put the 76ers jersey back on. We need more of those. But this should be the same game plan for game 4, ball movement. Because I felt like the Knicks is kind of beating themselves. We're better than this team if we lock in, today. They should go in game 4 thinking we're still down. have the same mindset, pass the ball, Cat be aggressive. That's all we need. OG score 2. Because it looked like every time OG scores 18 to 20 points, we win.
Yep.
So
talk about it.
But that's all I really got to say today. I'm out.
Appreciate the call. Phenomenal call. Yeah, Bridges stepped up, man. Bridges stepped up. And OG, like you said, 22 points. Phenomenal game from your wings. Wingstop, 42 points combined from them. Phenomenal game for them. Yuri, what's going on, Yuri? What you got tonight?
Hey, yo. We mug them boys in Detroit. Who's soft now? Oh, I don't know. Why you fans leaving in the fourth quarter?
Oh, they were
Don't you
leaving?
want to watch this team win? These are your team. We Knicks fans, there's level to this. We were a 15-win team. We supported our guys when they had 67 losses. We stood through every quarter. We booed our team. We cheered them on. These fans don't know what it's like to struggle. Yeah, you had a good regular season. And trust me, I'm going to be on the call a little bit longer, but back to my rant. Yeah, you had a great regular season. No credit to you there. Okay, Cunningham, good player. Sure, Pistons teams looks good. They don't know what it's like to suffer. They don't know what it's like to go through Frank Nicotinia. They don't know what it's like to have Alexei Sevi on your team, a Shane Larkin on your team. They don't know what it's like to have an Andrea Bargnani on your team.
Yuri.
They don't know what it's like to have David Fitzgerald as your coach.
Yuri,
Man, get these Piston fans out of here.
Yuri, the Pistons, I think they won, 17 games last year? I think they've suffered, but I get your point. But how about tonight, man? How about who you pointing to tonight?
Ounce. Who gave that man some chopped cheese?
Yeah.
Who gave that man some chopped cheese in a Arizona iced tea? Yo, play that clip with Cat defending Mitch, man. I gotta see it one more time.
Defending who?
One more time. Defending Mitch. Big Mitch. Play that clip of Cat defending Mitch, man.
Yeah, there it is. It's playing. You probably delayed, but it's playing. Pushing Reed, man, on the floor. Reed trying to be his trying to get Paul. He's trying to be like Isaiah Stewart on the bench. He's trying to act like him.
I see it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Who's that Cat soft, man? Who's that Cat soft?
What else you got here? You got two more calls in here.
I'll end it with this. Bridges. Yeah. Welcome back. All right, I'm going to end it off with the night. Let's go, Knicks.
Let's go, Yuri. Shout out to Yuri. Appreciate the call in. Who we got next? Dis Rover. What's going on, Dis Rover?
Oh, what's going on, Ant?
How about that win, Dis Rover? How you feeling?
Okay. I'm going to be the contrarian. I'm going to be the Debbie Downer. And say this was a win. Not a good one, but it was a win, and we'll take it nonetheless.
I'll take it.
Listen, do not take your foot off the gas. Every single one of these damn players. I'm sorry for making a PG-13 all of a sudden. But this Sunday, I swear on my mother, we better not see the Don Julio Knicks. I want to see the New York Knicks. You feel me?
Likewise. They can't turn it to game 2 again. They can't. More of the same.
I don't want to see no Everclear Knicks. Nope, don't break into the Henny. Lock in. I don't want to see another pathetic. You remember back? Remember during the regular season, it was just win loss, win loss, win loss, win loss, win loss. I don't want to see that anymore.
Yeah,
I'm tired.
I agree. Sunday, come out with the same intensity. Now you know what's about. Detroit's about. Don't let them win a game at home, right? Don't let
precisely.
Yeah,
we win. Listen, I'm gonna say it. We win game 4. I think the morale's broken. That's it.
Yep.
I think they're done.
Yep.
And one last thing. God, Jalen, he scored 30. I know he dropped 30 at the second half and everything, but Jalen, please, God, please make your shots. Please. We can't afford to have him going 9-20, 12-27.
Well, the thing I noticed is that he's not hitting his threes. He's short, and his ankle's probably bothering him. And he did take some threes there in the second half. I think it was early in the fourth that were like questionable what he got going. But yeah, he'll get it going though. His ankle's bothering him. He'll get it going. Look, Captain Clutch. If it wasn't for him, man, right? I thought he played a phenomenal game other than, the missed threes. So.
Yeah, I agree. All right, that's it for me. Shout outs to El Figgy and Tony, Loud and Claire, everybody that couldn't make it into the voice chat tonight. That's it.
Yes, shout out to them. Shout out to you, this rower. Appreciate the call.
Thank you.
Isaiah, you up next. What's going on, Isaiah? How about them boys?
What's good, man? What's good, man? I'm happy, man. I'm wearing my City Edition Karl-Anthony Towns jersey. I knew he was gonna have a big game. I saw that, the post-game interview, and he was like talking about not having the ball on. He looked locked in. I knew it. I loved it. I love that he helped Mitch out. I'm gonna say something. I don't think Mitch deserved a technical right there. Dude was not even doing nothing. B-Ball Paul came in and just pushed him, and he was just pushing, like getting him off of him. Didn't deserve a tech. But I thought this game was great. I will say that I said in the chat though, I don't like how the starters played great and the game was that close still.
Yeah.
That's got me a little nervous though. I'm just gonna be honest. It's not like a panic nervous, but it's like, come on, like we played that good and it's that close. Come on. I don't expect Tim Hardaway Jr. to play the same way he did today. And that's it really.
Yeah, look, it got close there at the end. I was nervous. I was really nervous, but look, Captain Brunson showed up, and you ultimately got it done, and that's all that matters. You got the W in the column, but it's tough to clean up. But Sunday, you want them to come out with the same intensity, the same urge to rebound a basketball, and just play as a unit. And it started with JB, and they fed off of that. So great win, man. Great win for the boys. Appreciate the calls. You guys can still call into the show. Phone lines are open. They're still open, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. New York Knicks win 118-116. Another DJ Earhorn. Great game, man. Great game. Comments to catch up on. Tony says, we won by 2 points and have struggled in 3 games versus the Pistons. Nothing to be confident about. I'm going to keep it real. Hey, yeah, we're up 2-1, Tony, right? Ugly, sexy. All that matters is the wins, in my opinion, right? I mean, right now, this Knicks team it's April 24th, and they're still, believe it or not, trying to find their identity, right? They're still trying to find their identity. So I thought tonight was a major step in the right direction, considering all things that transpired in Game 2, right? So we can at least acknowledge that when it mattered the most, when the stakes were high, this Knicks team came together as a unit and won in a hostile environment, right? It was a hostile environment. It was loud. F you, Brunson. Brunson's their villain. You got people saying F Jalen Brunson before the game outside of Detroit. You left. You made him go home with an L. Right? And that's a great feeling. That's a great feeling. You got back home court. You stole home court back. They stole home court for you in Game 2. You stole it back tonight. Now I'm hungry for more. Knicks in 5 crew, where you at? Let's win 2 more. Right? Win Sunday. Pistons are shipping the cars. They're going home. Game 5, closeout. Sunday, I want more of this. I want more team basketball, more ball movement, more JB, dictating the offense, playing like a captain. More Cat dominating. Like, Karl-Anthony Towns is so talented, which got us so frustrated after Game 2. No field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. He hasn't attempted a free throw prior to tonight, and you're sitting there like, what happened? They rectified it. Whatever they said behind closed doors, they rectified it. It's baffling how, this is a trend, right? This has been a trend. They look bad. They rectify the problem. and they kind of go back to like their poor ways, which you don't want. But this is how this Knicks team can look, and I know that we won by 2, so I'm just like, oh, we only won by 2, but stuff to clean up there in that fourth quarter, and it wouldn't have been a 2-point game, right? Wouldn't have been a 2-point game. So, but yeah, you need. So that's the positives, right? If the negatives are, you're not getting anything from Deuce. Really? He's your bench guy, right? He's the guy off the bench who Tom Thibodeau supposedly trusts. And it's baffling. I don't know what's going on with Deuce McBride. Last year in the playoffs, he had some great moments. And now it's like he just, especially in the first half, he just looked lost. Just not giving us nothing. And that's big. You need Deuce to come in and do Deuce things. Right? I still believe in him. I still have faith in him. But he's kind of been a disappointment to me. Just being real with you guys. He's been a disappointment to me. So, let's go, man. Darian says, why DeLon Wright not playing? Hey, this is a rotation. Shaman hasn't played well, and I don't think Tom Thibodeau will switch it. I would. But Isaiah says, we here, Knicks in 5. Let's go, Knicks. Brunson and the Knicks keep it real. Gotta love it. Benny says, just wanted to be competitive. Yuri, Knicks in 5. Knicks in 5 crew. Wayne, what's going on, Wayne? Appreciate you in here. Great win for Thibs and the boys. Great win, man. Detroit thought yelling F. Brunson was going to phase him. He plays in the most hostile arena in the league. That was light work from T. Jones. What's going on, T. Jones? Appreciate you in here. Appreciate you in here, man. Isaiah says, I'm worried about Deuce, man. You can't convince me otherwise. Yeah, I'm worried. Size 9 says Deuce can't dribble the ball. Yeah, I mean, it's not looking good for Deuce. Benny, Deuce shot creation is not great. It's not. You could tell he doesn't trust creating because he can't. He's had great moments, right? I thought Deuce was going to have a big year. And look, injuries took a toll and, in and out the lineup. But you need Deuce to, like, give you something. And if he was performing, he would play more than 9 minutes. Because Thibs trusts Deuce McBride, and it's a concern that he's not doing anything really. And I know he had the bank 3 in game 2 to kind of get the crowd involved, and they hit another one. So I don't want to say that he's been like all the way terrible, but he's just been underperforming, at least to my standards for Deuce. So Tony says the bench can't produce playing 5 to 8 minutes. There's no way. Yeah. Look, all that good juju from Landry Shaman late in the season just hasn't bared fruit here. Just hasn't bared fruit yet. I mean, he's 4 minutes. He's not going to get in a rhythm playing 4 minutes, but your bench right now is Payne, McBride, and Mitch. And if Payne is going to come in and provide a spark, Thibs is going to play him. Mitch is going to play no matter what. McBride is the one who you need some scoring from. He's good defensively, but he's struggling defensively, and you need him to score. So your starters are gonna play these minutes. Like this is gonna be a trend. 39 for Bridges, OG 43, Cat 41, Brunson 39, Hart 41. It's the playoffs. I don't care. Right? But when these guys come in, Cade 42 tonight. Like I need a performance like Dennis Schroeder did for Detroit from Deuce. I need something like that, like 4-6 from 3. Like that'll be a huge swing for us. I still got faith in Deuce, man. I still got faith in Deuce. Do you think we move on from Deuce if he continues to stink up in the playoffs? Yeah, I do, Isaiah. I do. I think we, like this summer, obviously we'll talk about that this summer, but I think we move on from a couple of pieces. But yeah, I think if you were to give this Knicks team, the front office, some truth serum, I think they would tell you that they've been disappointed in Deuce. Right? Role players usually play better at home, too. But last year, he gave us some good moments, right? In the playoffs. So I love the physicality Payne brought tonight, with the Dennis Schroeder. Like, Schroeder's out here trying to punk everyone. Like, Dennis Schroeder is trying to punk Brunson. He's trying to punk Hart. He's trying to just be a loser. Like, he's trying to be that guy for Detroit. And look, I get it. They want to feed off the crowd and match the intensity. But I love that, Cam Payne came into the game and kind of like, yo, bro, relax. Gave him an elbow a little bit and like pointed to his face. Like, come on, you're not going to do that, man. Relax. I like that. I like that. Schroeder's he's knocking Jalen Brunson down. Like, I like the physicality the Knicks brought tonight. I do. Love it. 2-1, man. Job not finished. Got 2 more to go. Sunday is a big game. Like, big game. Detroit can come out Sunday, make their adjustments. But if you're the Knicks, you have to feel good about this one. Go into Sunday, right? Go into Sunday feeling good. Go up 3-1. Then you're good, man. Then Knicks in 5, still alive. Look, Chris in the podcast said, I still believe Knicks in 5. That's the Knicks winning 3 in a row. And so far, 1 down, 2 to go. Job not finished, though. Like Kobe Bryant said, what's there to be happy about? Job not finished. Knicks shouldn't go home. Look, they should be impressed by this win. They should be in their hotel room, impressed, whether in the hot tub, getting treatment right now because this was a hard-fought battle. But the job isn't finished. You still got 2 more wins. And the Pistons, what the Pistons have shown you is that they are going to battle. Like, they battle. No matter if they're down 13 or 20, they will battle. But the key to this game was the end of the first half when the New York Knicks closed the first half on a 23-6 run. That's important, man. You felt good you're going into halftime and you're like, finally, I can breathe. 23-6 run to close the first half. And third quarter was the third quarter of doom a little bit. Knicks got to go in there late, but Pistons in that fourth, they were answering everything. They fight. They fight. So Isaiah says, what's up with Cam showing up for a little and then not coming back in the rest of the game? Don't like that it keeps happening. Yeah, I mean, that's a coaching decision. He reads the game. Like, if Payne's coming in the game and giving us anything, I thought he brought like 2 or 4 from the field, and I thought, those shots were timely. 4 points, 1 steal. But it's only 9 minutes, so you can't really judge it. But that's the coach. I mean, he's judging based on the game, and I thought Payne would have stayed in the game longer, but he went to Brunson sooner. There in that fourth, so that was his call. But when that was his call, and Brunson, credit to him, credit to the Cap, played a great game, especially late in the fourth. Captain Clutch brought us home. Zaire says the offensive rebound is by Mitch. We scored every single time. Yeah, that's why. Look, Mitch had some good rebounds. 3 offensive rebounds tonight. Some big boy rebounds over there from Mitchell Robinson. So, I know some people in the chat didn't really like Mitch's performance, and I didn't mind it. I didn't like the physicality. I didn't mind the physicality. I didn't mind the big boy offensive rebounds from Mitch. That's what you need. 16, 20 minutes seems like that's his max. And let's go. Let's get it going. You got 2 days off now, so you saw more of the big man lineup. Not a lot, but more. And it helped, right? It helped. That's when Mitch and Cat got into the little scuffle with Paul Reed. I love it. Let's go. It's playoffs. You want to try to be physical? We can be physical back. Let's go. What's going on, Nostalgic? What's going on, man? Great game for the guys, man. Great game for the guys. See if anyone has talked. Tom Thibodeau has talked. The guys at the podium. Is anyone at the podium? All right, Tom Thibodeau talk about the clock malfunction. Let me just try to get this out there for you guys. All right. Because I know they were trying to cheat. They were trying to cheat, man. It's not playing. Hold on. It's not playing. What's going on? Bum, bum, bum.
Ever in a playoff game. Never happened.
Did you get an explanation for that last play at the free throw line where buzzer goes off and they somehow get a side out even though they don't have any timeouts? No? Okay, cool. No explanation.
They said, no, they did say that that's, that's what's in the rules, and it doesn't seem right to me. And it's unfortunate. That should never happen, ever, in a playoff game. Never happen.
Nope.
Did you get an explanation for
Point blank. That should never happen. The clock malfunction, they get to inbound the basketball and, give them a better chance to win. It should never happen. Pistons head coach J.B. Bickerstaff says there's some procedural things, end quote, they have questions on following their loss to the Knicks.
Disappointed are you guys right now?
Okay. This man is, by the way, I'm tired of J.B. Bickerstaff, ladies and gentlemen. This man is always crying. Always.
I mean, it's frustrating, excuse me, for a bunch of different reasons. I thought in the second half we played well enough to win the game.
Why it sound like he's crying?
There's some procedural
I'm
things
sorry, man.
that we've got questions on. In a game situation, we foul. The foul
Is
happens.
he crying?
Go back and look at it with 1 second or 0.9 seconds. Question I have is how come we don't go to and make sure that we're positive of the time on the clock? The Brunson play where he catches the ball in the front court, recognizes that he's getting ready to go in the back court, and then drops the ball, right? And we had a timeout with 5.8 seconds on the clock. So there's some things procedurally that I have questions about, and I'd be interested to hear some answers.
Disappointed are you?
Yo, he was crying before that press conference, man. He sounded like he's crying. Were you shedding some tears before? I know he was yelling at the refs all game, so that's probably why his voice is gone, but it sounded like he was crying, man. Oh, Cat and JB at the podium. This is what I was waiting for.
Hey, have either of you ever
This is what I was waiting for, man. Come on, man.
either of you ever seen a team with no timeouts get the ball back side out when the buzzer goes off like that? And were you guys as confused as everybody else? Did you know that that's a rule?
Hey, shout out to their table.
Yeah, they need a raise for that.
Shout out to the table. 10 years I ain't never seen that. They gave him a chance, bro.
Smart.
Shout out to them.
Smart on their part, but
I got nothing but respect for that.
yeah.
Have either of you ever seen a team with no
Shout out to their table. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You're trying to cheat for them. You're trying to cheat. Size 9 said his voice is gone from screaming over to the crowd. Yeah, I mean, I know Size 9. I'm just making a joke. He's doing his Doc impression. He sounded like he was crying. His last name suits him, JB Bickerstaff. Oh, man. God, I'm sorry. I got to.
No.
I just. Guys.
Disappointed are you guys right now?
I mean, it's frustrating, excuse me, for a bunch of different reasons. I thought in the second half we played well enough to win the game.
I'm sorry. It just sounded like he was crying, man. All right. Karl Anthony Towns on how he felt the New York Knicks did a good job in matching the physicality from the Detroit Pistons in Game 3.
And then Carl, you got chippy a couple times out there. You obviously had, kind of went at Paul Reed a little bit. Do you think you guys were able to impose your will a little bit, today?
Just, we just came to fight. We wanted to give ourselves the best chance to win, and we got to match the physicality. So I thought we did a good job of that tonight.
Knicks did a tremendous job matching the physicality from the Pistons. And they haven't done that in game 1s and game 2. Right? Even though we won game 1, they, Detroit was being physical with them. We had that 21-0 run. Knicks did a tremendous job tonight matching the Detroit Pistons physicality. So, tremendous game. Tremendous game. All right. Let's keep going. I like this. Jalen Brunson gave credit to the Pistons crowd for their chance in game 3.
Jalen, have you ever played in a environment like that was directly pointed at you in terms of the crowd? To that level?
In the NBA, no. In the NBA, no. Well, that was. I'll give them a lot of credit, and they made an environment special for their home team, and we just found a way to win the game. But that was definitely a lot. So you got to give a lot of credit to that fan base.
Jalen, have you ever played in a environment?
Guys,
like
JB's
that
locked in.
Was directly.
He's not even looking at
you
the
in terms of the crowd.
The reporter. He's locked in.
To that level?
In the NBA, no.
They woke up a beast. Look at him. He's locked in. He's locked in, man. Game 3 win versus the Pistons. More Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson.
Jalen, for starters, just can you talk us through what it took to win this game today?
A lot of focus, mental toughness, and just us sticking together, and just found a way to come away with a win.
Jalen, for starters.
That's it, man. Job ain't finished. Job ain't finished, man. We got some OG stuff. I don't know if you guys want to play all this stuff, but we got some OG stuff. I guess we could play the OG. OG, by the way, came into this game in a hoodie, a sweatsuit, and some slides. That's how OG Anunoby came into this basketball game.
OG, 4 20-point scores tonight. What do you like the way the offense was executing?
Everyone was shooting with confidence, balls moving, being aggressive, getting stops, scoring in transition, scoring early. And I think we're really hard to guard when it's like that.
This man, he's funny. He's such dry humor, but he's so funny. But job ain't finished, guys. Knicks up 2-1. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Hit some of these comments before we head up on out of here. Zaire says job not done. Nope, job not done. Job not done, man. This Rover says I feel the more miserable JB is, the better he performs. Yep. Somebody in Detroit step on his sneakers real quick before Sunday. Oh, man. Size 9, that was sweet. Little buddy hit that layup on Dennis. Yeah, man. Job not finished, 2-1. Appreciate you guys rocking with me. Once again, go live on TikTok during the games. It's at @NickStation_. I was live tonight. Appreciate you, the follows over there. And, yeah, job not finished. Appreciate all the members in the chat. If you want to become a member, just hit the join button down below. $4.99 a month. You get access to the film room. And I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes over there. I will be posting a video tomorrow regarding some film for this Game 3. Game 4, Sunday afternoon. 2 more days off in between Game 4. Don't like that, but appreciate you guys rocking with me. 2-1. Job ain't finished. I'm Anthony. I got you next time. Peace.